Right now, you're holding an employment offer from a company based in Dubai. The offer is 25,000 dirhams a month. You pull out your calculator, convert it into your home currency, Google the phrase zero income tax in the UAE, and you think you have just won a financial lottery. You're already mentally packing your bags. I'm here to tell you that you are walking blindly into a financial slaughterhouse. Before we break down the exact mathematical framework of the 2026 cost of living in the UAE and how to avoid bankrupting yourself in a tax-free haven, hit the subscribe button and press the notification bell. I post daily videos showing you exactly how to navigate the global labor market using cold, hard engineering logic. You do not want to miss these blueprints. The traditional Dubai expat dream that existed in 2018 is dead. We are now operating in the 2026 macroeconomic reality. The city has experienced explosive, unprecedented growth, and with that growth comes aggressive, systematic inflation. While there is no income tax on your salary, the city operates on a highly sophisticated matrix of indirect taxes, hidden fees, and lifestyle inflations that will silently drain your liquidity. If you do not understand the architecture, today we are dismantling the illusion. Grab a notebook, it is time to calculate your actual operational burn rate, stress test your salary offer, and architect your relocation like a financial mercenary. Welcome back, I'm Dr. R. To understand why my approach to the global market is aggressively different from the generic, overly optimistic expat vlogs you see on your YouTube, you must understand my underlying architecture. I hold a PhD in Human Resources, a Master's in HR from prestigious Tata Institute of Social Sciences, TISS in Mumbai, and a Bachelor's in Computer Engineering. I do not look at relocating to Dubai as an adventure or a lifestyle choice. I look at it as a structural algorithms of capital allocation and economic arbitrage. Operating on the grounds here in Dubai since 2010, consulting for apex corporate entities across the Middle East, I have built the exact compensation matrices that HR department are using to calculate your salary right now. I know exactly how much it costs to survive, how much it costs to be comfortable, and how companies use the tax-free myth to underpay you. Let us break down the 2026 salary landscape, the new rental reality, the hidden social taxes, and the exact mathematical verdict on what you need to demand before you sign that contract. Phase 1. The 2026 salary landscape. To understand your leverage, you must first understand the macroeconomic shift impacting corporate balance sheets in 2026. For the decades, companies in the UAE operated with zero corporate tax. That changed. The 9% corporate tax, which was introduced recently, has now fully metabolized into a financial architecture of the region. As companies absorb this new operational cost, the CFOs have to protect their EBITDA margins. How do you do that? By compressing the human resources budget. We are seeing a massive structural shift in how compensation packages are built. 5 years ago, a mid-level tech or a finance executive would receive a base salary, a massive standalone housing allowance, an education allowance, and a transportation stipend. Today, HR departments are aggressively consolidating these into a single total target cash number. They are rolling your housing and transport into your base pay. This looks like a higher number on paper, but it is a trap designed to limit the company's liability for end-of-service gratuity payouts, which are calculated only on the basic portion of your salary. The sector baselines. If you're arriving in 2026, here is the unvarnished reality of the entry to mid-level starting salaries. Tech and data systems. Junior to mid-level AI engineers, cloud architect, and data scientists are commanding between 22 to 35,000 AED per month. Corporate finance and M&A. Junior analyst starts around 18,000 AED, while mid-level associate and the managers are securing 30,000 to 45,000 AED. Hospitality and retail management. Mid-level managers are seeing heavily compressed packages, usually hovering between 12,000 to 18,000 AED. Here is the engineering truth. The traditional tax-free dream requires a significantly higher entry point salary today than it did 3 years ago. If you were comfortable on 15,000 AED in 2021, you require 24,000 AED in 2026 just to maintain the exact same purchasing power and saving rate. If you do not account for this delta, you are moving backward. Phase 2. The new rental reality. The single largest hemorrhage of your capital in Dubai will be your housing. The real estate market in 2026 is operating at historic absolute premiums. You must understand the geography of the capital if you want to live in premium expat hubs like Dubai Hills Estate, Dubai Creek Harbour, or classic Dubai Marina. You are paying for the proximity to power. A standard one-bedroom apartment in these nodes will cost you between 90,000 to 130,000 AED per year. A modest 3-bedroom villa for a family in Dubai Hills is clearing 250 to 300,000 AED annually. Because of this aggressive inflation, we are seeing the rise of the Sharjah arbitrage. Executives are renting massive properties in the neighboring Emirates of Sharjah for half the price and accepting the brutal, high-friction daily commute into Dubai to protect their saving rate. The liquidity drain of moving in. This is where the new expat bankrupts themselves in week 1. When you rent an apartment in Dubai, you do not just pay the first month's rent. You must possess the massive upfront liquidity. To secure a 100,000 AED apartment, you will need 1. The rent, traditionally paid in 1 to 4 post-dated checks for the year, through PropTech platforms in 2026 are finally introducing monthly direct debits. They often charge us a 5% premium for this privilege. 2. The security deposit, 5% of the annual rent, 10% if furnished. 3. The agency fee, 5% of the annual rent paid to the broker. 4. Izari and Deva said, government registrations and utility deposit approx 2500 AED. Before you even buy a mattress, you have spent 115,000 AED, the chiller trap. You must also audit the building's utility structure. Standard electricity and water are billed by Deva, which includes an unavoidable 5% municipality tax based on your annual rent. But the hidden trap is district cooling. Companies like Empower or Emicool. If your building is not chiller free, you will pay a monthly capacity charge just for the right to have air conditioning plus consumption. This adds 1,000 to 2,000 AED to your monthly burn rate during the blistering 6-month summer. Phase 3. Lifestyle inflation and daily expenses. Once you have a roof over your head, you must calculate your daily operational baseline. Dubai is a city engineered to separate you from your money through unparalleled convenience and luxury. The grocery divide. Your grocery bill is entirely dependent on your discipline, like Carrefour, Lulu, or Viva. A single professional can comfortably eat between quality food for 1500 AED. However, if you insist on buying imported premium organic goods at Waitrose or Spinny, that exact same caloric intake will cost you 4000 AED a month. If you are paying a 100% marker for the psychological comfort of Western branding, the 2026 connectivity, the telecommunication sector is a duopoly. There is no aggressive price war. For the standard 6G mobile plan with adequate data or high-speed home fiber internet, budget a non-negotiable 800 to 1000 AED per month. Health insurance is a mandatory. While the law requires your employer to provide you the basic coverage, the critical variable is your dependent. Many companies in 2026 are aggressively cutting costs by refusing to cover the spouse or children of mid-level employees. If you have to buy a comprehensive private policy on the open market, it will cost you 15,000 to 30,000 AED annually. You must audit this in your contract. The transportation matrix. If you buy a car, the used car market is highly inflated. Furthermore, the toll gate networks have expanded. If you commute down the road during peak hours, you are bleeding 20 to 30 AED a day just in tolls. Alternatively, the Dubai Metro network has expanded, offering a highly efficient, low-cost baseline 300 AED per month. On the opposite end of the spectrum, 2026 has seen the launch of the commercial air taxi network, Joby Aviations. Executives are bypassing Sheikh Zayed road traffic entirely by flying from Marina to the airport in 10 minutes. It is a brilliant display of futuristic infrastructure, but at a premium cost that only the absolute apex earners can justify. Choose your transport vector wisely. Phase 4. Social integrations and hidden fees. You are moving to Dubai to sit in an empty apartment. You are going to socialize, network, and integrate. This is where the social tax destroys the amateur expat. The social tax. Dubai's networking and leisure culture is notoriously expensive. The famous Fridays and Saturdays brunches, massive all-inclusive networking and dining events will cost you between 400 to 800 AED per weekend. If you want a membership to a premium beach club or a high-end gym in DIFC, budget 10,000 to 15,000 AED annually. If you go out for a dinner and drink twice a week, you will easily burn 4,000 AED a month. The invisible bleed. There is no income tax, but the government monetizes administration. Every time you renew a visa, register a car, or pay a traffic fine, you will notice an additional 10 to 20 AED added as a knowledge fee or an innovation fee. It seems trivial, but these microtransactions act as a continuous load level drain on your liquidity month cycle. The ultimate wealth destroyer. Schooling. If you are moving to Dubai with children, put down your pen. Listen to me very carefully. Private schooling in Dubai is an elite, hyper-capitalistic enterprise. Following the latest KHDA, the Knowledge and the Human Development Authority, increments for 2026, premium British or American curriculum schools are charging between 45,000 to 90,000 AED per child per year. This does not include uniform, transportation, or mandatory extracurricular. If your company is offering you 35,000 AED a month, but they are not providing an education allowance, and you have 3 children, you are statistically bankrupt even before you land at DXB. Do not bring a family to UAE without a mathematically sound educational architecture. Phase 5, the net saving verdict. Let us aggregate the variables and execute the final mathematical verdict. We will model 3 distinct 2026 salary tier for a single professional. Tier 1, the survivor, 15,000 AED per month. Rent, studio in a secondary location, 5,000 AED. Utilities, connectivity, 1,000 AED. Groceries, strict budget, 1,500 AED. Transport, metro occasional taxi, 1,000 AED. Social leisure, 1,500 AED. Results, you have roughly 5,000 AED left. You are surviving, but one medical emergency or rent hike wipes out your margins. You are highly fragile. Tier 2, the comfortable professional, 35,000 AED per month. Rent, 1 bedroom in premium hub, 9,000 AED. Utilities connectivity, 1,500 AED. Groceries, Waitrose premium, 3,000 AED. Port, car loan, fuel salik, 3,500 AED. Social, leisure, gym, 4,000 AED. Result? You have 14,000 AED left. You are living a fantastic lifestyle, driving a nice car, and saving aggressively. This is the structural sweet spot for a single professional in 2026. Tier 3, the apex executive, 80,000 plus AED per month. At this tier, the math fundamentally changes. You're renting a luxury villa, your children's schooling is fully subsidized by the company, and you are investing massive amount of capital into tax-free offshore vehicles. You have beaten the negotiation architecture. When the HR recruiter sends you the initial offer, you do not look at the gross number. You calculate your net saving verdict. If the math does not yield a minimum 30% saving rate, you must push back. You deploy the Socratic negotiation. I have audited the 2026 operational baseline for Dubai, especially regarding the localized housing inflation and the new KHDA schooling increment. The current base salary offered leaves a structural deficit for a candidate of my seniority. I require the total target cash to be adjusted by 18% to account for this localized inflation. Alternatively, a guaranteed education stipend for 2 dependents. Furthermore, never accept a relocation package that just says flight and 1 week in a hotel. Demand a cash relocation stipend, example 30,000 AED upfront, to cover your initial agency fees and security deposit. If they want you, they will capitalize your transition. Look closely at the mechanics of this city. Dubai is one of the greatest economic engines in the history of the modern world. It is safe, it is visionary, and it rewards elite competence with absolute tax-free wealth. But it is a highly efficient machine designed to extract capital from the undisciplined. If you have come here to live on an Instagram lifestyle on a mid-level salary, this city will consume you, indebt you, and spit you out. Do not move to the Middle East to break even. You move here to execute an arbitrage. You move here to dramatically accelerate your lifetime earning and build generational wealth. Do the math, audit the offer, demand the premium. If the numbers do not align, decline the contract and wait for the system to meet your price. Process the data, execute the strategy, and I'll see you at the top.